Hi, welcome back. We are back tonight, Sunday evening, and for this video, and I am praying that you are enjoying the information I'm putting out weekly, all in an effort to help you as a single mom be stronger in the workplace and at home. My name is Princella Stringer, and I am a career and empowerment coach for the single mom. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's a common workplace issue that really is more common in us as individuals than we really want to believe it is. So I'm calling it wording up. What does that mean? I know some people are going to laugh and they're going to think I'm like stuck in the 80s talking about word up, but that is the phrase that came to me today on wording up. And in a nutshell, I'm going to give you ways to find and speak your language, your words, your voice at work. I've noticed that many times we are way too quick to judge other people for failing to speak up about so many different things. Why didn't they speak up? They knew, like about a discrepancy, about a miscommunication, and even just for clarification, we want to blame others. Why didn't they say something? Why didn't they speak up? But I'm here to remind you that it is so important to start wording up. So important, and we need to own in everything we do, we need to own our place in that and what we do in speaking up. So I have 3 solid tips to help you word up so that you can show your assertive side when it counts most. So I found some interesting facts today. Columbia University found that 57% of people thought they were being assertive, while they were actually being seen as by other people and their peers as under assertive. We think we're stepping up, we think we're wording up, we think we're speaking out, but it's not coming through as confidently as we think it is. You may have also heard another fact. Once it is triggered in the brain by chemicals that tell our brain that we're afraid, it goes into protection mode. An article I found from Psychology Today said that in some brain imaging studies, it showed that when healthy people were exposed to threats, and one threat is fear, the body responses like sweating or increasing heart rate, those kinds of things come up. But here's the interesting thing. Sometimes we are not consciously aware that that threat is present. But our brain knows, our brain responds and reacts, our body responds and reacts, even though we think we're not. So sometimes fear is present and we're not consciously experiencing fear. Does that make sense? So in other words, you may have trained yourself to believe you're fearless in speaking up. But did you ever walk away knowing that you missed an opportunity to speak up? That may be a clue that you may not be showing up in the areas that you need to word up. And I just want to give you 3 tips that will help you practice this so that when it counts most, when you need to speak up, you are ready to do it. And that fear mode won't kick in and you won't hold yourself back from wording up. So my first tip, kind of silly, I did this myself, I had to work on this myself, and it works. Practice making casual conversations. Make a commitment to never do talk about the weather conversations. Never do conversations, the easy conversations about sports or, the kids. Try to push yourself to think outside of those types of common conversations. This will help you have off-the-cuff conversations. Do it with the person in front of you at the grocery store. Practice it with your neighbor. If you see your neighbor outside, go over and say hi and make that casual conversation about anything except the weather. Even do it with your child. If your child is old enough to hold a conversation with you, this is a great way to show your children how to have casual conversation and how to learn to be bold in speaking up and speaking out. So The second tip I have for you is to learn something new about someone that you know already, about a coworker, about a friend. And if you can't quite get there with finding out something new about them, refer to something in the past, a past memory you have with this coworker. Use that as a way to begin a conversation. Remember when XYZ, and how did you feel about that? And what happened after that? I never did ask you. Those kinds of questions will help you begin to just get the dialogue going of having good conversation, using your voice, thinking of things to say off the cuff. Trust me, this works like a charm. When you practice it and practice it, next thing you know, it becomes effortless. So my final tip, tip number 3, is to think of conversations that you know you need to have with someone. I want to challenge you to have that conversation with that person. Now, obviously, if it was that easy, you would have done it already, right? But there's got to be, I know even I have it, 1 or 2 people that you know you want to have a specific conversation with, and you've been holding back because you don't want to be confrontational, you don't want to upset someone, you don't want to stir up an issue that maybe you think or they may think has been laid to rest. But if it's an issue that keeps stirring up in your spirit, like you know it's there and you know that conversation's there and needs to be had, make a commitment to go ahead and have that difficult conversation. The more you put yourself in situations where you force yourself to either think off the cuff or plan ahead on how to stay controlled in a conversation, the more you put your mind at ease, and then our brains won't go into protection mode. You go into protection mode when your brain thinks your fear is stirring up. So this is the only way that you will be able to conquer this, is to practice it. So the first thing was to practice in the grocery store with someone you don't know, just a completely off-the-cuff conversation. The second one was to have a conversation with somebody you do know. Learn something new about them that you didn't know and ask them questions about it. Or use a past memory if you know them too well and there isn't anything you don't know about the person. Think of a past experience or a past incident that you can bring up again to just chat about it. And then the third thing is think of a challenging conversation that you know you need to have and go for it. Set a date. Now, if you're challenged by that, even thinking of how to approach the conversation, I do have a worksheet that will guide you through how to have that conversation, how to prepare yourself for having that conversation. So if you want that worksheet, just send me a message and I'll be happy to send that out to you. So if you like this video, if you found this of value, please click like on there. Give me a heart, give me an emoji, give me something like that. Share the video if you feel like it's something that will help someone. I would love for you to share this. Although I'm a coach for single moms, this topic fits anybody that has children or needs to have those bolder conversations. So thank you so much for being here with me, and I hope it was valuable and helpful to you. And leave me a message, leave me some comments. So have a great night. Again, my name is Princella Stringer, career and empowerment coach for the single mom.